Welcome to the 10th episode of OATS Uncut, Orator Academy Talks Uncut. We've had 9 unscripted, unplanned, unedited, unfiltered conversations so far, and we are so grateful for the love that you have sent our way. If you have subscribed to our channel already, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and if you have not done so yet, please do, because your subscription is a testament to your consistent love, and we can only grow with love, support, and yes, your feedback. So if you have any feedback, please do send it our way, because with feedback we learn and we grow, and we want to keep serving you with good content. I wanted to show up for the 10th episode because we've had some really special 9 episodes so far. We started with a wonderful talk with a great message about leading with vulnerability and authenticity. I think that is a benchmark for us as human beings and us as communicators. So I thank Shivangi for her time. That was a rather long chat, but each moment was loaded with a very positive and inspiring message. So do tune in if you haven't seen that first one. Our second one was with Ava and Sanvi, where we talked about the dictates of social media on our young teenage lives and how these lives get so influenced, literally, by what they see on social media. And that makes you question how to protect our children and how to talk to them. So we can only talk to them, we can only protect them if we hear them speak and if we hear them from their own mouths. We had a wonderful conversation with our dear friend Ritu, who is so bravely battling the deadly Parkinson's disease. And she talked about her beautiful journey of happiness, hope, and healing, and the need to live each moment to the fullest. What you have now is what is present, a gift. Past is gone, future is unknown. This is what you have in your hands right now, so do the best you can now. Live this moment to the fullest now. We thank Ritu for her time and for being so open and frank about her journey and how she is battling her current condition so far, and we hope that we soon have some resolution, some cure for this deadly disease, because I am seeing one too many cases of this around me these days, and it's very disheartening. We also had a wonderful and a funny conversation with 3 young ladies, 3 young students of Orator Academy, Anika, Myra, and Sia, and they didn't realize I was filming them, but it was chaotic, and it was loud, and it was raw, and it was real. Something that we all probably go through, but we brush it off, and we don't want the world to see what's going on, the battles in our mind when we prep ourselves for a presentation. And that was the chaos about the talk before the talk, is what we called it, because that was when they were deciding how to go about, how to record, how to prepare for the recording, and who should sit where, the positioning of the moderator, positioning of the guest, and who leads and where should that moderator sit. It was just so fantastic to watch them talk about those minute details. I know that they are going to become wonderful communicators. And of course, then the subsequent episode we followed up with them actually talking about what they wanted to talk that day, and that was why kids need longer recess. It has been a topic of discussion for a long time. Kids always ask for longer recess, and it was lovely to hear their logic and their rationale behind it. I also had a pleasure to actually talk to my aunt, my father's younger sister, my aunt Nina, who has lived for about close to almost 60 years in a foreign land where she wasn't born. She was born in one land, and then had to move due to political turmoil, had to move to another part. And then from there, when she was older, in her 20s, she got married and moved to Canada, where she lived and worked for all her life. And now she is planning to move to Europe because her children have moved there too. So it was again a very heartening discussion to hear from her how she adapted and assimilated to the changing circumstance, and how she talked and lived her way through without losing her authenticity, and how just learning and growing from her experiences and her associations. I thought that was such a remarkable conversation, and a very inspiring life to hear about, because when we look within, I'm sure we'll all find those moments that we have lived in our lives too. So my goal is to bring those moments out in everyday lives, in the lives of people around us. After the conversation with Nina, I had a conversation with Sanvi and Roma, and the talk was about being able to say no. How when somebody reaches out to you for a favor, sometimes even though we may be swamped and we may have too much on our plate, but we just want to come across as kind, helpful, compassionate people, and we say, yes, sure, I'll help you. But it should not be at your own cost. So the message was, be sincere, be brave, and be able to say no when you cannot. That's better, easier, and better for both parties. My last episode was with a very dear friend, and a very, again, a person that I look up to in many ways, my dear friend Al Anthony, who also is politically a mentor for me. He is the current mayor of the town that I live in. He's a family man, a father of 4 beautiful children, a very loving husband, and a very accomplished environmental attorney. And along with all of that, he is currently executing his role as the mayor of Livingston Township, which really calls for a lot of his time. So the conversation was all about how does he hustle, how does he do everything with equal commitment. I see him running around from event to event. I see him being there for his children's events and activities. I see him show up at friends' events. When I called him for a talk, I know how swamped he was, yet he made time for it. And this is how a leader will lead, with heart and hustle. So, with such inspiring stories around us, I don't need to go far. But I do want to open my horizons and my Rolodex and know more people whose lives I can learn from and the audience of OATS Uncut can learn from. So please do connect with us and let us know, share with us, recommend to us people and stories and lives that you want us to know of and that you'd like us to showcase. Alongside those chats and interviews, we will continue to bring you our candid conversations with the Orator Academy students, because this platform is partly for them to play with. I am leveraging my 16 years of radio experience here, and I think the young students are lapping it up. I want them to grow without those inhibitions, because if they can shed those layers that they have suddenly grown around them as they transition from elementary to middle and middle to high school and then beyond, if the sooner they shed those layers, the brighter individuals they will be in their adult lives. So I love working with adults and I love working with children. It's a very gratifying role that I have taken in. So help me in this journey, stay along with me in this journey, and stay tuned to OATS Uncut. Much love and immense gratitude. Stay tuned.